There comes a time in life when the world begins to slow down, not in a sad or lonely way, but in a quiet, almost sacred rhythm that matches the beat of your own heart. Somewhere after the age of 70, you begin to understand something few people talk about, something that arrives gently, almost like a whisper. You realize you no longer need friends, at least not in the way you once did. It's not bitterness, nor giving up, nor withdrawal. It's clarity, a soft, powerful clarity that comes only with age, experience, and the kind of wisdom that isn't found in books or lectures, but in silent mornings, long memories, and time itself. When you're young, friendships feel like everything. You crave connection, belonging, and laughter. You seek validation in others. Your world is big, loud, filled with movement and noise. Friends are lifelines, companions through heartbreak, mistakes, and growth. But after your 70s, things shift. You're no longer trying to impress anyone. You're not proving yourself, climbing ladders, or managing office politics. The social games dissolve. The need to be seen vanishes. What remains is peace, stillness, and a deep appreciation for simplicity. By this stage, you've already seen people come and go. You've lost friends, some to time, some to distance, some to death, and others who simply faded away like the last note of a song you no longer need to sing. These losses teach you about attachment, about how little control we have over who stays or leaves. You begin to see that not all friendships are meant to last forever. Some were seasonal, some situational, built on shared chaos or youth. When those chapters ended, so did the bond. That's not failure, it's life. What matters now is different. After 70, peace of mind becomes the highest value. You've lived through decades of chatter, opinions, conflict, and misunderstandings. Now, peace matters more than popularity. Silence nourishes more than small talk. Solitude heals more than forced company. You no longer tolerate energy that drains you. You're not afraid of being alone, because finally you are enough for yourself. And being alone starts to feel like coming home. You sit with your own thoughts, walk with your memories, and listen to your breath. You realize how sacred it is just to still be breathing, to still be here. You don't need someone to constantly fill the space beside you. You don't need to be entertained. You are your own best company, comforting, gentle, and whole in a way you never imagined possible. This doesn't mean you've become cold or closed off. It simply means you've become more selective. You stop forcing connections that don't feel real. You stop answering calls that only bring complaints or gossip. You stop showing up out of obligation. Instead, you choose what nurtures your soul. A quiet cup of tea on the porch, watching birds in the garden, petting your dog, listening to the wind, reading your favorite book again. These moments become your truest companions, and in them, you find more comfort, more presence, and more truth than many friendships ever offered. You also become more forgiving. Time humbles you. You begin to understand why some people hurt you, why others left, and why certain friendships cracked under pressure. You stop taking it all so personally. You realize that everyone is simply doing their best with their own pain, fears, and limitations. You let go of grudges because they feel too heavy now, and you no longer want to carry what weighs you down. At this stage of life, you want light. You learn the quiet art of letting go, not just of people, but of expectations. You stop expecting deep conversations from those who never knew how to go deep. You stop expecting loyalty from those still lost within themselves. You stop expecting consistency from people who live in chaos, and instead you accept, you allow, you release, you bless, and you move on. And sometimes you smile at the irony. In youth, you had hundreds of friends and still felt lonely. Now you might see just a few familiar faces each month, and yet you feel whole. Because the friendship you finally cultivated with yourself is real. It's patient. It's been there through every storm, every triumph, every regret. And now you finally know how to listen to yourself.